We've built a multi-million-dollar business over the last 5-6 years, leveraging social media with the most duplicatable strategies to help the average person with no experience, with very little success, have success for the first time.
Yes.
Or maybe someone that's had success but was burnt out because you're constantly pitching and presenting your opportunity. But if that's how you grow your business and it's all about recruiting recruiters to recruit recruiters, this is why your business isn't consistently growing. This is probably why your business is declining. And guess what?
We're going to talk about how can we just really make you a little bit more systemized, right? And the question that I think is so important for all of us to go back to and continue to catch the bird's eye view on what we're doing. Is your business you dependent or is your business system dependent? And I'm telling you guys, I hope you're ready because these 5 steps are so crucial. 5 steps to building a profitable home business on social media using duplicatable strategies, right? Because in network marketing, it's not about what works, it's about what duplicates, right? We've been doing this now for 20 years. It's crazy to say out loud. And it took us a really long time to get to the golden nuggets that we now have so much joy teaching you.
That's
so
right.
We worked really hard for a very long time. We sacrificed our kids. We did all kinds of crazy stuff building this business until we started to hone in the skill set of building on social media, of learning how do we create protocols and workflows and systems where, you don't have to be super talented. You don't have to commit full-time effort to create results. And over the last few years, we really cracked the code. So system stands for save yourself time, energy, and money.
That's right.
And the 5 steps is where it's at.
Yeah.
So John, I'm excited for you to talk about it. You are like the machine, like if I could bottle up John and sell him on the World Wide Web, I would be a billionaire.
You kind of have though.
I kind of have done a really good job monetizing your talent. That's very true, John.
But
All
these
right,
are the 5 steps.
It.
So for those of you that are leaders, this is important. For those of you that are building teams, this is important. For those of you that are brand new, this is also important, right? This is the 5 steps. Like I've recruited more people in the last 90 days than I have in the last 20 years. And I got to be honest, I had some major MLM PTSD. Like I almost gave up back in 2013 because I was so burnt out on the old school stuff. And even today, I still see companies, teaching and preaching like cold messaging, cold calling, webinars and Zooms. And look, if it works for you, keep doing it. But I'm just telling you, most people get burnt out when there isn't a system. The ad tag message system, as an example, is a component of the 5 steps. So we'll talk about that. How many of you use the ATM system right now? It's so simple. Still today, when I get a lead, when I have someone say, yes, I'm interested, I'm always getting them into a group. So let's talk about step 1, which is creating those conversations, right? Now, write this down. You are a professional conversation starter. That is really what a network marketer is. Whoever has the most conversations wins, but let's be clear.
Okay.
The conversation needs to be about the products or opportunity at some point. I don't know if it'll be the first message you send out. I don't think it should be, but early on in those conversations, it needs to have something to do with your products or opportunity. Otherwise, you can't expect people just to request information. What I mean by that is, as much as I love attraction marketing, creating curiosity, I'm a big fan of attraction marketing. If you know us, this is what we teach. Build a brand. Don't say the name of your company publicly so that you can control the conversation. Creating curiosity, leaving that open loop. What does that mean? You're like the preview to the movie. Don't ruin the movie. You want to give them just enough information to buy a ticket. Now, in this example, buying a ticket wouldn't be them buying the product. It would be them reaching out, raising their hand. And your goal, whether they come to you or you go to them, is to take that lead and turn it into a prospect. But here's the deal. Like I said, you can't sit back waiting for people to say, what's the product? What's the company? How do I join? How do you make money? You have to be proactive in creating those conversations, making those connections, asking people if they're open to learning more. Don't ask people if they're interested. How can someone be interested? They don't know enough to be interested.
Right.
But you want to find out if they're open. So I'll give you an example. When someone expresses interest in my products, I'll always ask them if they're open to the business as well. And just taking a look at how we earn income on social media, promoting the brand, watching a 12-minute video. Now, some of you are going to say, does it have to be 12 minutes? It doesn't have to be a 12-minute video. It doesn't have to be a short video. But in my opinion, it should be somewhere in the 10-minute, maybe 5-minute. That's fine if it's a little bit shorter, if it gives them enough information, but it shouldn't be like a 45-minute video. It needs to be concise. Try to keep it at least less than 20 minutes. Again, ours just happens to be 12 minutes. That's the one that I use, especially when it comes to team building. Now, if you're talking customers, our team on average brings in 500 to 1,000 new social marketers, distributors, people that want to make money every 30 days. But we bring in anywhere from 15,000 to 29,000 new customers a month. All right. And I'm giving you obviously some ranges there because I'm comparing it to some of our lower months to some of our higher months. The point is, within a 30-day period, we bring in a ridiculous amount of customers. So a lot of our distributors, the people on our team, they do have a lot of their conversations around the products. Why? Because it's easier to sell a product and create conversations and curiosity around products than it is around a business. Why? Most people don't want to be a part of some pyramid scheme. They don't want to get their hopes up. They don't want to try something they're uncomfortable doing. And they certainly, you know, the common objection I get all the time? I don't want to sell something that I haven't tried. I don't want to sell something I don't believe in. And guess what? I agree. I don't think you should sell a product you don't believe in. Anybody that teaches that the product is the opportunity, that person is a person you want to run away from.
Yeah.
You want to run away from people.
Now, you're not saying
telling you that the opportunity is the product. What?
Well, you're not saying that people are involved in a pyramid scheme.
What do you mean?
Right?
There are people involved in pyramid schemes. Yeah, absolutely. Some people are definitely in companies where it's all about recruiting. It's all about making money. It's all about, you know, get in now, get in early. Who cares what the product is? That mentality is what's wrong with our profession. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's also why a lot of people are skeptical.
Yeah.
I understand. I see these anti-MLM people, what they post, what they do videos about. And I'm like, yeah, I agree.
Good argument.
Yeah, a lot of these companies need a checkup from the neck up. And we know we were in a company that was shut down by the Federal Trade Commission called VEMA. So believe me when I tell you, it is better to build a customer base, lead with the products. Now, listen, if you're a big recruiter like me, I just told you I recruited more people in the last 90 days than I have in the last 20 years. I'm starting new teams all the time. I am partnering with people all the time, but I'm still telling you, a lot of those people express interest in products first.
Okay.
If you can't sell, if you can't sell a product, you probably can't build a business. So step one is definitely around the prospecting, proactively asking people if they're open to product or opportunity, or attracting people to you, promoting your products, creating curiosity, and they ask you for more information. Whether you go to them or they come to you, it's still the most important fundamental step, because you can't get into the other steps without starting those conversations.
Okay, awesome. And I would even simplify and go even further. I'll give you guys an example. Inside our team training group, we have guide 1. And inside guide 1, right, this is where you help your new person launch their business. And I would take a look and see at your protocols. Do you help them get their first couple of customers, right? And do you, like, proactively, and do you help them also create some kind of curiosity post? So it's the baby steps. And a lot of times, so many people, they overthink. They're like paralyzed with fear. They're overthinking it, you know, where if we just get them to take a simple action in the right direction, you know, it's like that law of inertia. A body at rest tends to stay at rest. And a body in motion tends to be in motion. But what happens is when you bring somebody into your world and they get started in the business, usually their body is at rest. So we got to take 5 minutes and turn them into the motion machine. Simple steps. Step 1. Now, step 2, I'm really excited about step 2. Let us dive immediately into it, right? Step 2 is where now, as John loves to say, you're a professional conversation starter, you know?
I want them to look at it like they are like a consultant. Like they're advising someone.
Or like a doctor.
Absolutely. Offering advice. Now, that does not mean you have to be this like top earner. You don't have to be like a big time expert because you're brand new. But the point is what you just said, you're not trying to get someone to buy a product they don't need or want. You're not trying to get them into a business that doesn't, you don't want them to do something that isn't solving a problem. Our goal is to solve problems for profits, right? So if they don't have a problem, if they're not saying they need it, like I'll give you an example today.
Yeah.
I had to block somebody because, and you guys all get these messages, right? The guy immediately sent me a friend request. I said, thanks for the friend request. He's like, you know, great to meet you. Are you in Forex yet? And it's like, immediately he's trying to get me to earn daily.
For the jugular,
and this is again why people are skeptical, because they get messages from these bots or from these scammers. So in my opinion, it's good to ask just a couple questions to see if they're open, if there's a pain point, if you will, and there's something that your product or opportunity can offer them.
Having that mindset of, hey, I'm just talking to this, you know, person, like I would talk to my best friend,
right? And
having that over the fence conversation, baby. Talk a little bit about over the fence. You're really good at it. We're 90% positive and 10% reality.
Like if you were over the fence talking to your neighbor, telling them about a new grill that you bought or having a swimming pool, or right, like you're just talking to your neighbor about something. Maybe they're like, hey, how do you like the swimming pool? Like, hey, I love it. It's awesome, but it's kind of expensive. Or I love it, but you know, I don't love whatever. I can't think of a reason not to love a swimming pool, right? Exactly. Some of the maintenance, right? Pool cleaning, that sucks, right? So this is the opposite approach most of you take in your business. What do I mean by that? You're trying to tell people of all the benefits, all the positives, and it sounds too good to be true because you're not talking about maybe a catch.
Reality.
I like what Chalene Johnson says. She says when she would be on QVC, when she was on QVC, how do you build trust with an audience, with a cold audience in 5 minutes? You talk about all the positives, but you mention 10% negative, right? You point out that, hey, this product's expensive, or hey, this product smells kind of funny, or doesn't taste great, whatever your product is or whatever it does. But if you only talk positive, that's why people are skeptical.
I like that.
You're not talking about any of the negative. You're not having the over the fence conversation with your neighbor or talking to your best friend the way you would. So it comes across as fake. You're lying. You're trying to convince or sell me.
Yeah.
Make sense?
That's
Step
so
3 is when they say, you know what, sure, I would love more information, or I guess, yeah, I'll check it out. Every single time I'm like, great, here's what we're going to do next. Here's the next step. I'm going to add you into a product group so you can learn more about our top selling hero products. Let me know when you're in and I'll tag you in some information. I'm also, if they're open to the business, I'm going to add them into the business community so they can learn more about the compensation plan, getting started, how we make money. That's where that 12-minute video is in the welcome post. Now, are there other videos? Yes. Is there lots of information in the groups? Yes. I'm trying to get them just to take a couple basic steps. I don't want them overwhelmed. And I also don't want to waste my time. I don't want to, hey, did you watch this video and this video and this video and that video? Did you have questions? They're gonna be like, yeah, I'm totally overwhelmed. I've got 70 questions, right? So I try to take them through the steps. And this is also, again, same mentality when I finally enroll someone. My goal is to take them through the steps, but keep it very simple. Get them to focus on what's most important. And sometimes that's a little hard when you're new, because you're new and you're not sure what is most important, but that's why you're on this training right now. Step 4 is, okay, I added them to the group, right? I tagged them in the information, but now I got to follow up. Why? Because most people are not going to reach out to you and say, take my money, where's your sign up link? Now that does happen, but typically I follow up within 24 hours. And I'm saying, hey, did you have a chance to watch the video? Or did you have a chance to check out the products? What did you like best? Let me know if you have any specific questions. What would your goal be getting started? So the follow-up, the fortune's in the follow-up. We've all heard that cliche, right? The follow-up is most important. You need to get organized. Now, some of you might use like a CRM or Google Docs or whatever. I just have a follow-up book that I use, right? I have all of my people that I'm working on, all my prospects that I've ATM'd in my follow-up book. And my goal is to either circle their name because they bought or joined, or cross them off because they're a next. I ain't begging nobody to join my business. You shouldn't either.
Yeah.
Even our dogs are out there barking. They agree. You should never beg people to buy or join. the doctor approach.
Yeah.
You know, you identify some symptoms, right? You offer a solution. If they want to take your advice, great. If they want to partner up, great. If they want to try your product, great. If not, no big deal, next. And then step 5 is you teach them the other 4 steps. Why? Because your goal is to create what we talked about in the beginning, independence. Your goal is to create duplication. Your goal is to develop leaders. That's your goal. Leadership development is everything, right? Kind of like grooming children, right? Our goal is to develop our children into stable, nice, independent adult human beings. Yes. Same thing in business. The problem is people get involved and they want to like have this like microwave society mentality. It's like they want now. It doesn't work like that. It's kind of like our kids, right? Like, you know, they want to grow up before they're ready. The point is, in this business, you have to be very careful not to get so easily frustrated.
Yeah.
Because I just flew through these 5 steps.
You did.
You might have questions about, well, what do I say to people? How do I follow up? How do I increase my close ratio? How do I get people to follow the steps? How do I find anyone that's actually motivated to do the steps that you guys just covered? Well, we got your back. We have a social media prospecting and recruiting guide with scripts for those of you that want to go pro, for those of you that want to be a top earner, a top leader. And these are the exact scripts. For the most part, they're tweaked a little bit to keep them general, but these are the scripts that we give our own downline, our own team. These are the scripts that are tried and true when it comes to prospecting, follow-up. You know, we go over different scenarios on how to generate leads and build a brand and attract people, great curiosity, and all the things to help you become a lean, mean, team building, recruiting, and customer acquisition getting machine.
You guys, and this is kind of like the benefit of the 2 of us working together, right? My brain is very methodical, very analytical, and we have an amazing virtual team. So we took essentially this a lot of moving parts system, and we broke it down in very digestible steps to success. And that's why we put together the social media and prospecting guide. You guys, so many people tell us, oh my gosh, you guys should be charging for this. It's absolute gold. So if you really want to put your eyeballs on it, grasp it, understand it, help you incorporate that into your system and how you do what you do, go download it. So it's mylifestyleacademy.com/download.
Yeah, take a screenshot of that. And this gives you a $100 discount on our famous ATM Business Academy. Again, the exact systems and strategies and what we're teaching our own organization that has literally done over $200 million in the last 5 years, continues to do millions of dollars a month. Like I said, the results are exciting, but again, it's the duplication. It's seeing others win.